If you watch the channel for a while, you know I've gone through some different looks and backgrounds even for the videos. And while YouTubers usually make this type of video when they hit a milestone or if people ask them, no one's asked me yet. But yeah, I'm gonna make it anyway because I think it's a cool video to talk about, and this will definitely change. So it'll be something that I'll probably keep making over and over again because things will happen, things will change. As you can see, I even changed how this one looks compared to a lot of my other videos. So today's video is basically about my whole process of making videos, from the planning phase all the way to the ending, like editing and stuff, etc. These include things I do to make it more efficient, to make it a lot easier and more fun to make make it a lot more fun to make videos. I've used the same method basically to make like 300-400 different types of videos that I'm going to be uploading constantly to this channel. There's not that many up yet, but yeah, there's going to be many. I just have to edit all of them. So yeah, we're going to get right into it. Now, first off is the planning phase. Obviously, if you're doing videos, you need to have a topic to talk about. And that means also just figuring out something to actually research and know about. Now for me, I do a couple things. I first off talk about my experiences. So, you know, I've talked about events, weddings, etc. And these things are what I've learned from just being there, being out in the field and doing these things. Some things may work, some things may not. So I tell you as genuine as I can for the experiences that I talk about, especially even the stories. You can get a full idea about all the little details that I'm talking about by just understanding. Number 2 is vidIQ. vidIQ has this cool feature which gives you daily ideas. So after using it a little bit, it knows and kind of like figures out the algorithm on what to show you and what to suggest to you. So for me, for example, I watch a lot of camera stuff, a lot of photography, videography stuff. So it constantly suggests me things in that kind of industry, that kind of space. So my suggestions will be like different compared to yours. That's what I also use to get my ideas. Now, number 3 is just social media as well. You can browse a ton of different things and get ideas. I personally think you should take ideas from people, but, like this is a big but, do not copy them. Put your own spin on it, put your own ideas onto it to make it more innovative and to really grow on it. Now, most things nowadays are not completely original, but it's more about your opinion and what you have experienced, etc. That's a way to make a cool video, and I think that's also a way to grow a channel because it's going to be impossible to make tons of videos that are completely 100% unique. You obviously have to build on stuff here and there. I mean, like look at React channels, for example. You're literally building on someone else's content and putting your own input into it. Think about it like that in a way. And lastly, number 4 is just observing around you and thinking about it. These things I've done are like, you know, you're just out day to day and you maybe notice something like, you go to a camera shop and something's placed differently than you would assume it to be. Like maybe a tripod's placed in a different way compared to what you're used to. Observing things like that can give you a whole different way of thinking, a whole different way of getting ideas. So that's kind of what I do to get into the whole ideation phase or the planning phase of the videos. Now, next up is the setup. When I know what I want to talk about, then I set up my equipment, and I have it kind of standardized now where it's pretty much out of the way. So first off, I have a light over here right next to me where I'm pointing. This is one light. If you've noticed in the other videos, I also have a light here. So I'll just give you a brief glimpse so you can get an idea of what it looks like behind me as well. So this is what the light looks like behind me when I have it on as well. So there's one light here next to me where my hand is going, and then there's one this way as well. So I have 2 lights on now, and I have used this setup for a while. But I'm recently liking the one light setup over here because I think it looks a little bit more cinematic, and honestly, you can see the colors behind me a lot better. So let's go and turn that off. I've also, by the way, used a snoot here and there, so you'll see like a design or something in some videos. If you can find it, then yeah, you'll get what I mean. But yeah, go watch my snoot video if you want to really like see that. But yeah, it looks really cool in the back. So now we're back to a little bit more of a more cinematic look, I'd say. So yeah, recently I've been enjoying this look a lot more. And what I do is I put the lights accordingly to what I like. And then I'll put 2 in the back just so I kind of separate myself in the background. I've been watching a lot of videos. I have watched a lot of videos about setting things up to really make it look more interesting. So you might see like plants or something in the background. That's to add some interest. You see the colors to add a little bit of nice interest as well. Doesn't have to be big. You can see it's like really small behind me, but it kind of outlines me a little bit. And it just creates a nice like look, interesting. And then we have the lights. And then we have my mic here, which is in my hand. And then we have the camera in front of me, where you all are right now, where I can see myself in the monitor. So I have my tripod set up, and it's nearby. It's pretty far away, actually. It's like double my arm's length, so this is my arm fully extended. That's farther away. The tripod is always set up there. I try to keep it there as much as possible because I want to have the framing almost the same every single time. And it just makes it a little bit easier to set up because I don't have to go and set it up like before. Because before I used to hide it under our couch. Now I just keep it there and it works perfectly fine and it's not in the way. The light I do put away somewhere and I just keep it a little bit to the right of where it is now. And the other light that you saw that I turned on for the behind me, that's always in the same spot. So that's never really changed since I set it up. You might have a different setup. You might have something where you can do everything in like 5 seconds, or where you have it all on like one single pole or something. Do whatever setup works for you. I personally like this just because I think it works well for me and it gives me a little more breathing room, a little bit more of a look that I like. So that's what I do to set up. Now, next up is filming. For me, filming is pretty fun actually. Some people script things, some people have like a list or something. Mine is very, very simple. For me, I use like some kind of online note or document or something, and I just keep my ideas in there. That's pretty much it. That's usually if I find an idea or think about an idea when I'm out somewhere, or if I'm just randomly thinking about it like in the shower or something. You know, you get your best ideas in the shower. Yeah, I have a document that is basically there. When I'm actually recording, I'm just basically talking to all of you. I'm literally making everything I'm saying on the spot right now. I'm not recording any script or anything. Everything I have is basically one like bullet point or maybe a few small lines that are in that document, in that list or note or whatever. That's basically what my notes are, because what I try to show in this channel is to be more genuine, to really know what I'm talking about, because I wouldn't say this stuff without knowing it. So that's how I kind of like just know it off the top of my head. I'm just talking about it and doing this every so often and doing videos pretty much every day now for like, I think almost 2 years, even though I haven't uploaded that many. I have gotten better at speaking, I think. And I think it's helped me a lot. A little bit of a tangent, but yeah, basically that's what I do to record. Just speak off my mind. And I think if you do that and you speak more genuine about how you know something or your experiences, the topic you're talking about, that is something that will transfer really over to the audience. And I just think it's also more fun because you're not going to robotically read from a script. You are genuinely speaking to someone, and you just have to pretty much pretend like the camera or whoever's behind watching like the video is a person. And that's kind of what I do. Like, granted, it's one-sided, but you know what I mean? Like, it's a conversation. It's not really something that's daunting as much. It's something that you just kind of get over after doing it many times. Now, next one for me is putting things and backing them up. So, for example, I'll switch everything off and then maybe I'll go back up the card after it gets closer to being full. When I do that is I'll put it into a folder that I just have like for YouTube videos, YouTube clips. They're just all unedited. All I do is I just pick and choose a video from there, and I basically go and import it into Premiere. Once in a while, I'll have things ordered by like the number or by the date even, but that depends if I'm like doing like a project or something. That's just how I would record. That just depends on how I record. Now, next up is actually editing. For me, editing is pretty simple because I definitely should use AI, but I haven't found a really good thing that I really feel confident about using, and mostly because I don't want to also pay the monthly and stuff. So I end up editing everything myself. So what I do is I just kind of go with the sound waves and I look at where the sounds are. So for example, if you see a part where it's more flat, then there might be some silence there. If you see something where it's like an or then you can kind of tell after a while of you doing it and editing it out where it is for yourself in your videos. So I've done that many times, and now it's just basically creating something in a template that I've made. So that's kind of like the part 2 of this editing part, is I put everything into my template, and that template is basically from like the previous video or other videos, and I put all my stuff in there. So I'll have like my titles in there, I'll have like the mid video titles, and then the end credits, etc. And like all the other stuff I have to edit, like the music and things. You'll notice like up here is like the music or something, and then like my Instagram and stuff. If I have to edit any of that, it's all in that one file. So I just keep using that file over and over again, and I just rename it so that it always creates a copy. So I always have a file to use that's basically a template, which speeds up things immensely because you are not going from like 300 different bins and gathering stuff constantly. You are going to one place, and as long as you have the same stuff your drive is connected to, or where you've backed up everything, you're going to be able to basically use the same file the entire time, which is great because it makes your life a lot easier. Now, lastly, what I do is I publish a video. For me, I also have vidIQ and some other stuff that helps me go and make this video optimized as much as possible. It'll suggest a title for me that is supposed to be really good. So I'll sometimes use it, I'll sometimes not. Next up, I'll also go and put the music credits in the description, just because sometimes I use music from other sites that make it a little bit easier for me. Then I'll go and write a description so you can get an idea of what you're getting when you watch the video or before you even watch the video. And lastly, I'll just do hashtags and then the end screen stuff, the like iCards, all that stuff. And then I'll schedule the thing. And So it's fresh and everyone knows the video is going to be uploaded soon. So that's basically a very long-winded version of how I go from thinking about a video to actually making it. And then if you need specifics like gear and other stuff, I have different videos on that, or I can make the video if I haven't already. So be sure to check out my channel for another cool video. So be sure to check out the channel. If you want to see another cool video, look at this one over here, or check out the channel right over here. If you want to hit me up on social media or ask any questions, I'm also available right over here as well. I really hope you enjoyed. Hope this next video. Peace.